If you've never really watched one of my videos, you need to watch this one and pay close attention. Then you'll learn the truth about the church. The Levi tribe took up tithes in Israel. They took care of the temple and all the things of the Lord. They made the sacrifices. They did not have any inheritance in Israel, so they got to take up tithes. They'd give them 1/10. That's where tithe comes from. It means a tenth. And they would bring it to the temple or to the priest. Now when the law changed, Jesus became the high priest. And now we have the sanctuary in heaven. And he's there, you see. And the Bible worshipers, they do not want to take away the old covenant, because that's where tithing comes from in Malachi. Will a man rob God? You know, they say you're supposed to bring all the money into the house of God. Well, God don't have no house made with hands anymore. There's a change of the law. You see the priesthood being changed. There's a change also of the law. So get the rudiment of this. This is the thing that causes people more trouble than anything. If you'll follow this and learn about this old harlot that was the precious stones and pearls, the reason, because for hundreds and thousands of years, people have given 10% to that. You see, in the Catholic Church, the men don't even marry, so they don't have families and nothing to raise. So now I want to tell you something that you never think about. Think about this, and you'll see what God is showing you through me. When they put on the news that the man that made Microsoft or Facebook, and they're worth $80 and $90 billion, and they say they're the richest men in the world, they're lying. They're lying to you. They are lying big time to you. Do you know when the Pope goes to Mexico City, 1 million people will gather around him? You know why? He's the richest man on earth. The Bill Gates and people like that of the world, they got $80 and $90 billion, and they invented a lot of this computer stuff. The Pope could wrap them up in trillions of dollars and put them to sleep every night if he wanted. He is so rich, they don't even know how much money he's got. He is the richest man that's ever been in history. They've been given into that church for hundreds and the Mormons, they're worth $30 billion. And so the Baptists and Pentecostals, they got just millions and billions of dollars. Now you pay close attention to this and you'll see why people really like to serve the Bible. I tell them serve God in the Spirit. But this is the reason. Everywhere you go in the world, every community, they'll have something of the church in that community. Even if it's a hospital or some kind of a school, they'll be represented. I mean, they are represented in all the stock market, all the big corporations in the world. They have money that you can never, never, never imagine. I do not have a vocabulary. God told me to speak with just plain words. I'm not able to articulate. And it's colossal beings of these churches. They've got so much money. I've been with some of the preachers and helped them make up their offerings. Like they got in Joel Osteen's safe the other day in the news, and he had $600,000 in there. That's probably just one offering. If you go to his home, it looks like a hotel. I mean, $10 million or $20 million. They fly around in private jets worth millions and millions of dollars. Go to Benny Hinn's home or old John Hagee and look at their homes. Man, I mean, they are big, big, big. They've got money, 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 money. See, when you give 10%, and a lot of people leaves their will to them when they die, and they have money running out their ears. There's so much money in these churches, you cannot imagine. You know, most people don't even know what $1 trillion is. I don't even know what comes after $1 trillion. So they're going to have to solve the budget, because I don't know what comes after $1 trillion. But anyway, that's a lot of money. I can't even hardly identify with $1 billion. I used to be a bookkeeper, and I can identify with $1 million. Okay, now, this is one thing I want you to remember about this video. Remember Bible. Bible. Remember the Holy Bible. This is where they get all their money. They say bring all the tithes into the storehouse. So be sure and remember. If you don't remember nothing else, remember when you see a preacher with a Bible, he's been Bible college, he'll make a good living off that Bible. They'll give him suits and cars and houses, and he'll take up tithes. This is the richest people in the world because of a book. Now remember, I told you the Bible's an idol, but they don't want it to be an idol. They don't want it to be the mark of the beast because they can't take up all that money. So remember, book, book, book. That's what I'm teaching you. This is how they get their billions of dollars. This is how they make all of their money. And you can go into any of these big sanctuaries and look at some of the Mormon sanctuaries or Peter's Basilica, and oh man, they have got money, money, money to burn. Billions and billions and billions of dollars. Like America, the government of America is $20 trillion in debt. Do you know the Catholic Church could pay that off and not even flinch? I mean, they got so much money. They could pay off America's debt and forget it. But they won't do it. They keep it for themselves. That's what makes them powerful. This book. See, once they tell you that the Bible is the Word of God, then they've got you. Because then you have to pay a tenth. You've got to pay your tithes. And when you pay your tithes, like people's been paying tithes for hundreds and hundreds of years into these churches, and they own real estate, they own property, they own buildings, they own lands, they own theaters, they own hospitals, they own schools, they own everything. They could pay off America's debt, and it wouldn't even be, they wouldn't even notice it on their books. $20 trillion. They're worth so much money that you can't even count it. They can't even count how much money. They've got gold and articles in them places where they've had for hundreds of years and thousands of years, gold crowns that some king gave them. That's worth millions and millions and millions. It all comes from a book. It all comes from this Bible. They took the Bible, Constantine made 50 Bibles on fine vellum, and King James authorized it, and it made them rich. I mean, they are rich, 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 rich. $1 billion is nothing. $1 trillion is nothing to them. They got quadrillions dollars. They've got so much money that they can't even spend it all. You can't even count it. So if you don't do nothing else, remember when you see a man with this book, think about the money that's behind this book. Book, book, book. This money book. This is a money book. Nothing has ever made the money the Bible has made. The Bible has made more money in this world than anything else in the world. The Bible is the richest people on the world.
A sword had pierced the heart of a mother crying. Her son was dying. She did not understand. She loved him so. She had held him in her hand. As her tears ran down, there was darkness upon the land. Eloi, Eloi, he cried for his father. All hope was gone as they laid him in the tomb. The Father came to earth that day. The stone was rolled away. This world will never be the same. Elohim is his name.